This one's a wild one. So, woman allegedly kidnapped by fake Uber driver rescued after slipping a note to a gas station customer. Right?
Scary.
Super scary. So, basically what had happened is this woman was picked up by a fake Uber driver, okay, in Yavapai County, Arizona. Said
Yavapai?
Yeah, it's Yavapai. So yeah, Yavapai. I have no idea, but they were was abducted from Phoenix car dealership. Sorry, I got this mixed up because they went through 3 different areas. They were on their way to Las Vegas, stopped at Lake Mead, and stayed the night. And then in the morning when they stopped at a gas station, this woman was able to flag another customer down, hand him a Post-it note, like a literal Post-it note. I'm sure I'll have the picture here for you guys. And it says, help. And then the black part is the name, call 911, blue Honda van going towards, I think that says Kingman, Las Vegas.
Whoa.
Yeah. You know what's interesting, and I'm really surprised we haven't seen, is like a serial Uber driver.
A fake Uber driver?
Yeah, like knock on wood here, to make sure somebody doesn't pop up. But like Uber is too convenient. The only thing is maybe there's enough records on Uber that you would get caught immediately, being the last point of contact. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but he's fake. There's no record. So I'm thinking,
smart people verify before they get in the car.
Right, but how does that person know you're waiting for an Uber?
Well, and I shouldn't say smart people. People that are in a rush, people that haven't taken the time to say, hey, are you so-and-so? Like, there's a lot of Uber fraud out there. Yeah. It's not that if someone gets fraudulently picked up or messed with that they're not smart. There's a lot of factors. But I'm just suggesting that it is smart to verify before you get in the car. And there's a way to do that where the driver only has certain information, the passenger only has certain information, and you trade that, so...
Yeah, you ask them their name, and you look at the picture and the name. If they're a fake Uber driver, they're not going to know the name of your Uber driver, and clearly they're not going to look like the picture. And you can see the type of car that they're driving, too, on the Uber app. And if it doesn't match, then you don't get in the car.
Yep.
But how would a fake Uber driver drive up to pick someone up and know they're waiting for an Uber is my thought.
I have no idea.
Like, how are they getting that information? And it would be interesting to find out there's a fake,
because they could be an Uber driver, but, not in their Uber car.
You can't see other people's stuff, though.
I don't know then. I'm not sure. Maybe they were casing that person and saw this person gets picked up around this time every day by an Uber, so they knew to drive up.
Yeah.
I don't know. But this woman was safely picked up. Like, the police got this guy from that note. So
that's amazing.
It is amazing. It is huge. Hats off to these police officers.
Well, also hats off to her for saving her own skin.
Agreed.
That was really smart. But it would be interesting to find out, say you have an Uber serial abductor, okay?
Yep.
And they never get even realized because when these people are thinking they're going in an Uber, they're taking all their personal belongings. Mm-hmm. So it looks like they left of their own free will.
Yeah.
Like, if they pick them carefully and I don't know, it could totally look like, oh, that person totally just ran away, or there's no leads. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no,
it looks like they just left of their own free will.
That's why I've been shocked that we haven't seen more with this. I'm just happy in this situation that they were able to get to her. So once this note was handed off, that customer immediately called 911, and the officers showed up at that gas station literally minutes after the van had left, and they knew what direction to go. So they were able to catch up with the van. They ended up arresting this guy. Will Hoyt was detained, and officers found multiple firearms in his vehicle. He has a past history of drug charges. They got him on harassment, threatening, intimidation, aggravated assault, unlawful imprisonment, kidnapping, and other assault charges. So, like, they slammed him.
Yeah.
Which, good. Good.
Yeah, great.
Absolutely.
Because who knows what he was going to do to her. I'm sure it wasn't going to be good.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because this guy sounds very scary.
There's very few situations where an adult gets kidnapped and they come out of that situation okay. Normally, the only time they get out of it okay is if they've fought or gotten out of the situation on their own.
Exactly. But that is super fast police work. That is incredible.
I know.
You know what it kind of reminded me for a minute is that story you told about that husband chasing after the wife from the payphone where she was pregnant and got abducted, and he was right behind them.
Yep.
Remember that story that you told? That was a long time ago on the podcast. And when he told it, I was like, hey, hanging on the edge of my seat. I was like, oh my gosh, is he going to catch up with his wife? Like, because he's literally in the car chasing behind them, can see her in this guy's truck, and then loses them.
The car breaks. He accidentally throws it in the wrong gear when he tries to flip a 180, and it I don't know if it messes up the transmission, it messes up something. I just can't imagine
and then he never
being
saw
that
her
guy.
again.
Never saw her again.
His wife and his baby are literally gone forever after that.
Never found again. So, but in this situation, great job, police.
Seriously.
This is super fast, and great job to that customer. Look, I can't tell you how many people, and we just brought this question up the other day. I can't tell you how many people are out there in the world where they don't follow the if you see something, say something rule. You know what I mean?
That's hard to ignore, though.
I agree it's hard to ignore, but that customer still went out of their way and called 911. Are you telling me that there's not multiple people out there that would see this and be like, is this a joke? I don't want to look dumb, so I don't know if I should call. You know what I mean? Like, I think there are people out there, and we got to get better as a community, myself included, at if you see something, say something. I would rather be wrong than right about it being a crime and not calling. You know what I mean?
Say that girl was in there with him and she didn't hand the note and she just looked afraid of him and was like being really weird. Like, even that, like, if you really get this feeling and you see evidence of somebody being afraid of somebody and being in there with them, it's not a bad idea to just report it. And if you're wrong, oh well. If they're not doing anything wrong, then it shouldn't matter.
I agree. Mm-hmm. But yeah.
But moving on,